everyone. After listening to Jonathan, he's covered all the stuff that I wanted to cover. So in that context, I think he's covered the theory, and probably I'll talk about what else you want to hear. I think talking about developing a competitive, sustainable competitive advantage and a strategy. I'd like to break it out into two simple systems and say, decide what you want to do. What? So if it's simplified, it's what. Now what means your vision, your goal, your direction where you want to go. That's the what. Decide what you want to do. And then worry about the how to. Now how to is your strategic options or objectives, what you actually choose and say, this is the strategy that I'll use. And if you break it out, a lot of people today get stuck in developing a strategy in how will we do it. We don't have the resources, we don't have this, we don't have X, Y, Z, and therefore they get stuck. Inertia kicks in and they don't even start off. Now this can be done even for yourself. What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? And then you put a time frame to it. So fine, within what time frame am I talking about? If it's for your company, it's a competitive strategy. You talk about what is it that we want to do. Now when you say the what, your vision or your objective, number one comes in, who is your customer? Now I talk commercial language because how many of you are in business? Okay, how many of you are in doing good social services? Okay, what are the rest then? A lot of you didn't put up your hands. It's not a trick question. All I'm saying is there are only two types of trade, right? One trade is in goods and one trade is in services. There's no other type of trade. So business can be either goods or services. So whichever one you are in, whether goods or services, even healthcare is a service, it's a business now. Education has become a business now. So even transport has become a business. It's all there. It's all services. But if you decide that, who are your customers? This must be crystal clear whenever you develop your sustainable competitive advantage. Because if you're trying to create a strategy, who are the customers? Second, if you know your customers, what are their needs? Or identify the customer's needs. What need do they have that I want to meet as a business? Whether it's goods or services, your customers have a need, right? And these needs do change, don't they? What you all wanted 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you probably don't want now. We could have never thought 20 years ago that we'll carry a mobile phone which will replace all our cameras. We threw away the cameras. Now your mobile phone is your camera, your email, your everything, your office. That need was not there before. It is now being created, it's there. Now can we do without an equipment in our hands? You're probably sitting there and doing some fidgeting stuff with BlackBerry or whatever, because we have connectivity. Can we now stay without connectivity? It's become like your water and power, right? So I'm just saying customer needs change. Once you realize this, developing a sustainable advantage or sustainable strategy is about knowing how the needs are changing regularly. And there's an interesting notion about this. If you talk about future world, in 5 years' time or in 10 years' time, how many of us know what our customers will be needing, will be requiring? Are we geared up for that? Are we changing ourselves or our service that we're giving or the goods that we're manufacturing for the changing needs? So, in that respect, we need to know the what. I have an interesting article I can send across to you. It's from the Future World. Future World talks about by 2020, by 2030, what will not be there. TV as we know it will not be required. It will not be there because you will just have internet action. From internet you will see all your TV and everything else. So they talk about a lot of things. The printers, people will say, what's a printer? The 3D printer has now taken over. You will print on demand. You want to print a shoe, you will print a shoe and you'll start wearing it. How many of you have seen 3D printers? I'm serious. How many? You've seen a 3D printer, right? If you want to wear a new necklace tomorrow, you just print the necklace and it comes out, you wear it. You want to wear new specs, you print them and you wear them. Is that thinkable? Do you think it's a wow? It's happening today. It is the next 10 years. Go down to Google and find out 3D printers. You'll get all this stuff. You want to make a shirt, a new shirt? You print a shirt. It comes out as a shirt. You wear it. Now what's going to happen to our manufacturing industry who's been putting up huge investments in making shoes, whatever. This is mass customization. No, this is customization to your needs. Are we ready for this sort of world? We are. How many of us are ready for this sort of a world? Not many. You see the point? My point is, when you're looking at what your customers need right now, you can talk about customers' needs today. A lot of us would see, what have they been in the last 2 years? Or who's doing good trade? Let me do a copycat and it's a me too, right? Why? Because there's a lot of customers. Or we see Safaricom doing well, we say, I want to be like Safaricom. So I want to be from where everybody's been before. But now we talk about innovation and say, fine, what are the new needs? Some needs are not known, some needs are created. But at the same time, when you look at that, and you look at the human body, the body has personal needs. People have needs. Each of those needs, you can see, how will I service them? Right? So again, define your target market, define what you want to do, what are the needs, and based on that, serve those needs. And as you go along, keep on changing that strategy to see how customers' needs change. Number one. Number two, if you're in manufacturing, have versatile manufacturing. Which means I am able to change my manufacturing as customer needs change. Now, which is the most volatile industry? It's technology, right? Technology, by the time it's out, is already obsolete. That's what they say. A new iPad came out recently, iPad 3. Yesterday they launched iPad 4. The iPad 3 is obsolete. Throw it away. It just becomes obsolescence. And I think it's important that you've got to make sure your time to market, your speed is important. So if you get your strategy clear in terms of who's your customer base, where are the customers? Geographic location, where are they and whom are you going to serve? So once you define all this, how do they buy the products? What do they buy? Or if it's a service, how do they buy the service? And service industry, I think a lot of people in Kenya have not found out serious opportunities in our Vision 2030 in the service industry. Water, transport, roads, toll roads, they're all going to become service. Now, if anybody of you wants to do a business, if you want to run and manage Thika Road, run means